Hello and welcome back. We are on lesson 2. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. So, what does this mean? This lesson is saying when you choose to see with light, aka love, truth, peace, you are also choosing your inner strength. Light equals love equals strength. They are all the same thing, one and the same. There's no separation, right? So when you feel afraid, weak, or overwhelmed, it's because you're stuck in darkness, fear, ego, judgment. But the moment you choose love or truth, you feel strong again. You remember who you are. And I experienced this a lot when I was first building Inner Bloom. Again, the stories of, is this going to work? Am I a failure? Why doesn't anything ever work out for me? Imposter syndrome, doubt. I was feeling so burnt out. I was feeling exhausted. I was feeling depressed. I would go into contraction. I would shiver. I would literally need to go for a bath or go lay down because I just felt absolutely exhausted. The thing that was exhausting me was me giving my power to the ego, to these false narratives, these lies, rather than seeing what I was creating or, choosing to believe in love, truth, peace, which would have allowed me to feel expansive, joyful, bliss. And so I think, like we say a lot, you can understand whether, let's just say in this instance, you're feeding the dark or the light. The light makes you feel strong, the dark makes you feel weak. And that's because your aura or your energy expands in the light of awareness of who you really are and contracts when you are stuck in false narratives and the illusion of the ego. And so the main message of this lesson is that you're not weak, you've just forgotten your strength. The world teaches us to believe we're small, powerless. We've spoke about this before, and that we're not good enough. But your true strength comes from your connection to source, to love, to light, not from trying to control things or prove anything. And so we believe that our strength is physical, but it's actually spiritual. And again, like, I know this is just a story, but something that's helped me understand this is that through our five senses, we only perceive less than 1% of the physical world. So why would we believe that the physical world is where our strength lies? Of course, it doesn't lie in that 1%. It lies in the 99%. And again, I know this is a story, but this is a story that's helped me understand the strength in my spiritual nature. And so it's your ability, your strength is your ability to stay peaceful in the chaos, to forgive instead of hold grudges, to keep going even when things are hard. That's true strength. That's true strength. And miracles happen when you step into that strength, when you believe in the unseen, when you have faith over fear.
Beautiful, yes. And I want to emphasize what you've already said about sh- us thinking that strength comes from the physical individual self, the mind, the body, the heart, the emotions, etc., when that's not ever going to be the source of strength. Um Strength is always going to come from truth and only from truth. So a question that comes up a lot with people around this concept of the ego and strength is like people think they're like strong and powerful with having really big egos, but actually what happens is that the ego convinces people that they are weak, and so then it compensates and adds another false layer of story of like, no, I'm strong, I'm important, and but it's not based on truth, it's based on compensating for a true deeper belief that one is weak and powerless. So when you talk about people who like maybe act like narcissists or stuff like that, it's not that they actually believe that they're strong, it's that the outer story that they're putting out to the world is an overcompensation for a true belief in weakness. So So if that question is arising for you, that's what's really happening. And maybe you've experienced it yourself where there a fear arose or something arose and then you're like, "No, I don't care. I'm smarter than everyone else," or "I don't care. more powerful." And then it's like a story that you've put on top of the deeper belief of powerlessness, weakness, fear, etc. Whereas true strength that comes from truth, it's not a band-aid to cover up the ego story of weakness. It's just is. It's just a knowing that is beyond the mind, beyond the body, beyond the heart, because it's truth, because it's in the light of truth. And that's where miracles are. So in that false strength that the ego can use as a band-aid, you'll also notice that achieving anything comes from effort and hard work and going out there and getting it done. Yes, I'm strong, I'm smart, I'm gonna go work hard, I'm gonna go conquer. Conquer. That's a great way. That's definitely in the energy of false strength. Whereas true strength is the energy of miracles and effortlessness and things just unfolding because they are, because love is, because abundance is, because you are at your very true nature. um, so Sammy pretty much touched on all the aspects from the lesson. Um, Again, I'll just repeat some of them. Weakness is an illusion based on fear, and true strength comes from light, love, truth, and oneness. When you see yourself as weak, you are blocking miracles from unfolding or from witnessing the miracles. You, and this is another really important part of the lesson, your strength is as strong as God's because you share in that power. You share in the power of God. You are not separate from God. That is we see the world around us and we think like I'm a separate person than Sammy, or I'm separate from this, but the ultimate belief in separation is the belief that you are separate from God and you are not separate from God, and therefore there is no other alternative than being as strong and sharing in God's strength. And the way that you practice this is you, in the morning and evening, will spend about 10 minutes again and say, "Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one." Visualize yourself filled with light, replacing any feelings of weakness, fear, guilt, shame, separation, etc. Hourly remind yourself, "I am strong because I am the light. I am in the light and I am the light." And then throughout the day, if you feel doubt or fear, affirm, "Only light is real. Weakness is an illusion." And that's all for me.
I love that. Thank you. I want to give some examples actually that have come up. Not for me, just for things for you to think about. So, say you feel anxious about something. So, the old way, the ego's way, like I said previously, is I can't handle this, or, all of those doubts or imposter syndrome narratives that come in. It's too much. Who am I to think that I can do this? Um, you that's the old way of thinking. The new way of thinking is recognizing, the light that is within you, the strength that is within you. I don't have to do this alone. I am supported. You might not think you're physically supported, but spiritually you are, because there is no separation, right? And then even just saying that, like I said, you've gone from contracting to expanding. And in situations where someone's hurt you and you feel like it's unfair, like, gosh, the mother and father wound, right? How many times do we hold things against our parents for how they treated us when we were younger? And, ego says, I'll never forgive them. Like, they weren't there for me, or blah, 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 or say a partner or an ex or whatever. But you have a choice in every single moment. You can choose peace over pain. That's your strength. That's your strength as as the creator and as the connection to source. That freedom you feel in those moments when you choose differently, like I said before, is the miracle. And the thing that I finally want to say is, you're not here to get stronger. You're here to recognize that you were already strong. You're here to remember your strength by stepping into the light and recognizing that when you stop doubting yourself and start trusting the love within you, it naturally flows out of you, right? It's your nature. Who are you to deny the nature of who you really are? And so we have to stop resisting. It's like I said the other day, it's like sometimes I feel like I'm in a straitjacket because my ego wants me to stay trapped in these stories and narratives. And it's as soon as I choose differently and recognize, like I said, the true essence of who we really are, the straitjacket just comes off. It gets to be that simple. It gets to be that simple. We don't have to suffer. We don't have to be in pain. And we don't have to perpetuate these narratives and circumstances and stories that don't serve us. And that's it. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. That's it from me. Have you got anything else?
Yeah, I just want to emphasize this lesson. I know we touched on it, but I really want to put some emphasis on something that the lesson in the actual book emphasizes, and that is that we focus a lot of our energy and our time on building up our strength um, through our body, through our physical strength, through exercising our mind, our mental strength, and through exercising our emotional strength. And while I do believe that, like, tending to the whole package is lovely and wonderful, the truth is that when you tap into your true strength, the rest naturally unfold. The rest will naturally unfold. And it's like if and it might happen in a way that seems logical. So let's talk about body strength, for instance. If I tap into my true strength and my true nature, am I gonna probably want to lay on the couch all day and eat potato chips and binge watch pointless TV? Probably not. I love being in nature. I love going for walks. So it's like sometimes it happens in a natural, like in a way that the mind can comprehend. Like, yeah, I get exercise. I'm outside. I'm in the sun. So of course my body has has strength. But regardless of how it unfolds, it the lesson invites you to remove your focus from trying to build your strength in the illusory bodies, the dualistic bodies of the physical body, the emotional body, and the mental body, and really focus on the true source of strength, which is your true nature and the light. So yeah.
Yeah, and what was coming through when you said about exercising was exercise your faith, right? Exercise your faith. And that, like, I'm very good at doing, hustling, hustling, hustling. I'm very good at keeping my mind busy, right? My mind busy, my body busy. But the same way that you build a resilient mindset, for say, and you build a strong body, you have to build faith in the same way, right? Faith in everything we're trying to share here, faith in the unknown, faith in the essence of who you really are, right? We want to take control and try and steer the ship, but there's something greater guiding us always, and we have to surrender into that rather than, oh, my battery's going to go, rather than keep gripping on so tightly all the time. There we go. So anyway, I think that was perfect. I will see you all, me and Corina, we'll see you all tomorrow for lesson 93.